Please be sure to monitor your emotional state while watching this video. How many people do you see in this image? Just one? Interesting. Would you say that you're more afraid of spiders or snakes? How are you feeling at this moment? Please keep track of how you are feeling. Are there any sounds that frighten you? What is your most embarrassing secret? If someone were to find your internet search history? If you had to choose only one, would you choose to lock your car door or your front door? How many people do you see in this image?
You don't sound Russian?
How could I sound anything, silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice box. I had to borrow this one. Don't turn on the light.
Are you going to kill me?
No! I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to waste.
Then what? Then why are you here?
After you attacked poor Sarah, I thought it was about time we had a good old...
She must have been out of her head.
This is why you should never talk to strangers. In the early 2000s, a young girl was waiting outside her friend's house peeling the bark off of a tree when a strange man approaches her. As he got closer, she could see that he was grinning ear to ear and his face was white as a ghost. He walks right up to her and pinches her on the arm and says, "How would you like it if I peeled your skin off?" Just then, her friend's mom yells for her to come inside and the man walks away. It would be years before the girl's mother would finally tell her who this man really was. Her friend's mom had seen the man pinch her on the arm and had immediately called the police, who quickly rounded this guy up. Plastered all across the inside of his van were dozens of pictures of this girl. But what they found in his storage locker is straight out of a nightmare. In the locker was a chair with hand and arm restraints. Next to it was an anatomy book and hundreds of torture tools.
Okay, you guys, we just closed my friend's mom's store, Hallie, and we've been hearing noises all day, and now we're really creeped out because it's dark in here and we don't know what to do.
Oh my god.
Do you guys hear that? Okay, Hallie's calling her mom so we can see what's up. It's currently ringing. Okay, Hallie's mom's here and we're gonna figure this out.
Oh.
You guys, we just found out there's cameras in here and we see things moving in the store. You guys, we're in the back and now we're starting to hear noises from the ground and we're really scared. Okay, so we're gonna see what's under here. What? So apparently there's a basement in this store and we're scared now. Hallie, open it.
Mom might need to open this. Is that... Oh.
You guys, what is this? You guys come back for part 2 and
This is the creepy story about the stare. A girl was on a subway late at night when she noticed a woman staring at her intensely. The woman was sitting between two old men. The girl kept looking away, but the woman staring never broke eye contact. It started to freak the girl out. At the next stop, a tall man in a trench coat boarded. He sat down right next to the girl. The woman who was staring paid no attention to the man who just boarded and just kept staring at the girl. Now this really creeped out the girl. The two men that the woman was sitting between never once looked in her direction. The girl then pretended not to notice, but each time she looked, the woman was still staring at her. At the next stop, the man in the trench coat got up to leave when suddenly he grabbed the girl's arm and dragged her out of the subway. The doors shut and the subway took off. The girl then started screaming for help, but then the man said, "Calm down. I just saved your life. I didn't mean to scare you, but I had to get you off that subway." The woman that was staring at you was dead, and the two men beside her were holding her up. Let's go.
Guys, I just got home from school and I see this like hole in my wall, and like next door I have a really creepy neighbor. Like, let's take a look. What the fuck? Oh my god, oh my.
Did we dig a hole to hell in 1989? In 1989, geologists were digging the Kola borehole, which is now known as the largest hole in the world, measuring at 7.5 miles. It's said that they stopped digging when temperatures rose too high, around 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. But the story goes that the geologists heard the sounds of suffering souls within the hole, which gave it the name the Well to Hell. They recorded sounds of masses of people screaming in torment and agony from this hole. It's said that then scientists watched in horror as a massive cloud burst from out of the ground. The story goes that this cloud then formed into a monstrous bat, and "I have conquered" was written across the sky. I'm now going to play a recording of the sounds that were heard in this hole. Check out part 2 for the rest of the story, and here's this disturbing audio clip.
About here is very disturbing indeed.
So is the deepest hole in the world actually the well to hell? In the last video, I played the audio of what these scientists heard when they reached the bottom of this hole. It's the sound of masses of people screaming in torment. Unsurprisingly, the authenticity of this story is usually questioned. It's mainly been written off as a hoax. Many write it off as a hoax, saying that this is just a Christian propaganda to push Christianity on people. Regardless of whether this was a hoax or an actual event, the Well to Hell can be credited for creating some of the freakiest audio played on radio as a true story. When I hear this audio, I get a terrible feeling. My intuition tells me that this is real, but you can believe whatever you'd like. I'm not going to push my views on anyone, but I am going to play this audio again. Let me know what you think in the comments.
This is why you should always trust your gut. In the 1970s, a young couple decided to go for a late night hike in the woods. A couple minutes into their walk, and the man remembers thinking something's not right. He tells his girlfriend, but they just decide to ignore it and keep going, until he steps on something that felt really soft, like it was alive. Before he has a chance to see what he stepped on, they hear all this rustling in the bushes next to them, and they bolt. Years later, that couple turns on the TV, and a death row inmate who's about to be executed is being interviewed. And they ask him, was there ever a time that you were almost caught red-handed? He responded, yes, one time. I was in the woods, and a couple walked through, and the man actually stepped on the body of a girl I had just killed. I was hiding in the bushes just a few feet away. They didn't see me. That couple had run into one of the worst serial killers of all time, Ted Bundy.
Okay, so this is all for my ladies, really, but also my men, my boys too. Okay, so I was going on a run, and this guy in a white car passes by me, and he's turning around the corner, and he sees me, and he's staring at me, and he completely swivels around in his chair, and I was like, okay, you know what, that's creepy as fuck, we're not doing that. I wanted to flip him off, but he turned around the corner too fast. So I keep running, and he drives past me again. And then I'm running and I'm like, no, this is it. He turns around and he goes past me again, and I see a lady on the corner, and I go up to her and I'm like, excuse me? And the guy starts to pull him next to me, and he's like,